Hey everyone, Tammy Davis here. Thank you very much for checking this video out. Little talk about exhaling to heal. Actually learning, increasing our ability to exhale is how I will say that. If good health is what we're seeking, then the ability to fully empty our lungs is what's necessary. And I know that may sound strange, but it's not the inhale. This came through a conversation I was having with my son the other day, and I actually woke up in the middle of the night and thought about this. And so, if you're new to me, I am a 30 plus years in pharmacology and the study of plant constituents in regards to drug development and human physiology. I also am a master clinical aromatherapist, internationally certified as that. And so this is my focus. This is my life. So what I'm about to share is very interesting and very usable. So if you find it beneficial, please consider contributing to my research, because I will continue to provide you with as much information as possible. I'm also doing Zoom talks every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time with regards to learning how to personalize our use of essential oils. And so it's pretty much an hour-long discussion, $15 is the cost, and we take your questions and I provide you with feedback, like I said, in order to personalize your use of essential oils. Because the truth is that a generalized application based on books and websites is not conducive to what your particular needs are. So in this case, as I mentioned, exhaling is extraordinarily important, more so than the inhale. And my son and I got into this conversation because he is not completely, he likes his cardio. He's gotten into fitness. And but he's always like, don't do the cardio. But the fact is that I actually enjoy the cardio from the aspect of being able to regulate my heartbeat. And that may sound strange, but the fact is that the stress response, which is the body's reaction to whatever is stressing it, whether it be mental, emotional, physical, like exercise, and environmental, which would also be considered physical, but it tends to increase the heart rate. It tends to shorten our breath. And I did another video on this before with regards to breathing and learning how to take more in, increasing our ability to take more in. But the only way we can take more in is to increase the amount that we release. And so when I was talking with him, what occurred to me, and like I said, I play with my heart rate all the time. So I could be just going, hear some music and just, on the elliptical and just be like going for it. And then I can look down and see my heart rate is at 155 beats per minute. So right then I will increase the resistance, and I will also exhale and hold it for hold it for a beat, and then only inhale a small amount. And then exhale even further. Now this is actually a very difficult thing to do. Although it sounds very easy, it's very difficult, because when you're exercising at that level, the urge is to inhale immediately, just like gasp. But that gasp perpetuates, it continues the stress reaction. So the whole idea is, because we know, if you're on a bike or a treadmill or a stair climber or an elliptical and whatever, right? You know that your life isn't in danger. So tell your body that. And the way to tell your body that isn't through thought. It's through breathing. That's how we communicate with the body, is through our breath. So if you can actually exhale, like I said, and then hold it for a beat or two, and then inhale a little, and then exhale a little bit more, and then inhale a little bit more, hold it for a sip, and then exhale a little bit more. I'm being very what do you call animated? That's the word I'm looking for. Being a little bit animated right now because there's a point to this. Like I said, that our breath is how we communicate with the body. Now, that said, there are other factors involved in the way our body is reacting to to the world, whether it be mental, emotional, or environmental. Okay, so if you're exercising, that's one thing. You can tell your body through your breath that life is good. We're safe. We're not running for our life. And therefore, cardio becomes more of an advantage because you're actually strengthening your heart, you're strengthening your respiratory system, and you're not stressing your body nearly as much. Okay, that's through just normal physical activity. Okay, but then there's the mental and emotional activity that's going on. Sorry, I just noticed my computer blanked out. So then there's the mental, emotional, and environmental. All right, and that's where a lot of times with the mental and emotional, we really, again, with the physical, we have the ability to remind our body that, hey, we're okay. And yes, there may be things that we're concerned about, but in this moment, we're okay. And so that requires breath. That requires, a clear thought. I mean, if let's just say, I mean, if it's, I don't know, it's because it's been a dialogue that I've been hearing from somebody else right now that you suspect that your partner is cheating on you. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. Maybe your beliefs are accurate, but in this moment, you're okay. All right. I get that that's a shitstorm that needs to be handled, but in this moment, you're okay. And those are the things we need to consistently remind ourselves of. Now, that said, with the environment, we are at an entirely different realm. And by that, I mean through the endocrine disruptors. So one of the things I want to say right now is an endocrine disruptor, although we hear the disruptor part, it is anything that can impact the hormonal system. And with that said, it's important to know that everything that's a chemical has the ability to impact the way the hormonal system functions. Okay, I've shared about this on Instagram, and I will continue to share about this. And I have had questions about, well, which essential oils should I avoid? Because endocrine disruptors are both man-made and nature-made. And in an ideal world, if we didn't have all of this all these chemicals made by man, the nature-made endocrine disruptors, nature's chemicals wouldn't be as bad. Okay, so I really want to clarify this by saying that an endocrine disruptor is any chemical that has the ability to influence hormonal activity. Okay, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, it has the ability to influence hormonal activity. The challenge that we face is the way our particular epigenome is functioning. So that said, this will cause distress in the body, and we don't have any direct influence on that with our thoughts and our breath. The next level of communication with the body involves essential oils. And so selecting oils that aren't necessarily detrimental endocrine disruptors, but keep in mind, an endocrine disruptor, as I said, is any chemical, which is most chemicals, that has the ability to influence hormonal activity. So therefore, every essential oil is at some level an endocrine disruptor. And this is, again, another reason why I'm doing these Zoom talks, is because I really want to help teach people how to begin to incorporate the oils that are best suited for them. And that comes through the Q&A. And this could be a week after week after week conversation. But your life and your health is worth it, especially if you can teach this to other people in your life. So that said, oils for the breath, okay? Because one of the first thing that happens during a stress response is that acetylcholine is now used to activate and keep the autonomic nervous system on high alert, which then puts the immune system on high alert. So one of the first steps is to begin to use oils that help the body use acetylcholine in a more productive way, meaning in a more systemic way, where it's getting used for, well, first thing I can come up with is sweat. I've come across many people that either sweat too much or don't sweat at all. That is a dysfunction, if you will, of the autonomic nervous system. That's a sign that the autonomic nervous system is on high alert, and depending on your epigenome, it's either producing too much fluid or it's not producing any at all. And I find that people who tend to be more anxious have a tendency not to sweat. Okay, so the idea here is to regulate that. So there are oils but that's one use of acetylcholine. Another use is through the digestive system. So oils high in alpha pinene. This is very important information. So oils that contain good percentage of alpha pinene are really recommended to help begin to stabilize that stress response. Now that I've said that, if you or somebody you know is taking I always stumble over this word, a cholinesterase, it's an acetylcholine inhibitor. Okay, a cholinesterase inhibitor, which tends to be one that they prescribe for Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's. But I hesitated there because it's possible they could be prescribing it for somebody else. So if you take anything that's considered a cholinesterase inhibitor, then you do not want to be using any essential oil with alpha pinene. But then again, which oils are best for you is dependent upon what else is going on with your system. So just selecting an oil that has alpha pinene in it doesn't necessarily make it the best choice for you. And again, this is the reason why I'm inviting you to join me on Zoom. But that said, when we begin to incorporate those kinds of oils, we actually begin to breathe easier. And the better we breathe, the more deeply we exhale, the more access we have to helping the body heal and recover from health issues and trauma and so forth. So let me know what questions you have. Please join me on Zoom. This is a big deal to me, and I really hope that I look forward to helping you. I'll say it that way. So thanks very much for tuning in. You guys take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.